Bonjour, bonjour. Comment ça va? Je suis la Reine Dieu. I am the Hoodoo Queen and welcome. Bienvenue sur mon chaîne. Welcome to my channel, everybody. Today is the day. How are we feeling? How are we doing? Yes, yes, yes. If this is your first time here, welcome. If not, welcome back. Please remember to subscribe to this channel, give the video a thumbs up, leave a sweet, kind comment below, hit your notification or post notification button, and let's get into the video. So today, it is all, it is all about meeting the artist and getting um getting directly into this artwork, this body of art. But just in case, just in case you missed it and you're just getting in, before I get another replay, y'all go share the video. Go tag somebody, share the video. You all, this is the first time, even the first time that the artist has seen these. So, yes, indeed. They say run it back. If y'all want me to run it back, listen up. We have, I think, 40 people in the chat. Let's get up to 50 people and I'll run it back. Go tag somebody. This is why I've been telling you all since last August. There is something beyond anything else. This is something that you'll be able to pass on beyond your generations and your lifetime. All right, here we got 44 people watching. Let's see if we can get up to 50. Like I said, go tag somebody. Oh my. Again, everybody, I am so thrilled. Here we go. And 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh, you all have no idea how. Somebody help me off the floor. They're saying in the comments. Now I know this is about to be some you oh yes. You are oh you can play that again. Listen, we'll play it later on, but y'all listen up. I'm just so blessed. I first gotta say thank you so very much, Haunted Horse Entertainment, Michael, for your dedication to getting the promo video done. Y'all, we shot this video the other night after the virtual coven was up to about midnight, and and Michael's been working on it for 24 hours. So what you just saw was a 24-hour turnaround visual piece, and that is just a version. A version. Everyone in the comments. The reference guide is giving encyclopedia, baby, isn't it though? um, all of the things, Queen. When I say everything, and I mean everything, is on point. I can't express how excited. Merci. Thank you so very much. Um, oh my gosh, the book is so beautiful. Michaeling again. Yes, indeed. So I just thank you all so very much. Today it is about the artwork. It is about bringing the artists on. You all listen. This individual literally has given us something that no other system or set will have. And I will get deeper into that. And it's something actually someone else brought up. Not in the last live when we had the other individuals here, the readers, selected readers. And this is why this is a true investment. This is why you all will be able to speak to your own um, when this world is no longer, or your world is no longer. Oh my goodness. Oh my God, it's Queen. You outdid yourself. Baby, this is amazing. I want. And this is why I've been telling you, if y'all don't get these now, you may not get them at all because there will be a limited amount. But before we do all of that and get into those things, not me gasping for air trying to recover from this video. Oh my goodness, y'all are too kind. Oh goodness, Haunted Horse Entertainment, to Conjure Sounds Publications. Oh, thank you. Cheers to you. Um, so that being said, you all, let's show some love and support for the amazing artiste, Madame Laurent Cowell. Bonjour.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing really well. How are you?
I am good. Thank you so, so, so very much for being here. I'm so excited because this is the first time that you've seen the cards.
Yes. I,
So
this
how
is
do you,
this is the first time I've seen that video and seen everything printed. This is the
yes.
first time I've seen the book. You said it was thick.
Mhm.
You did not underdeliver. Oh my gosh. Yes, this is the first time I've seen everything produced
Mhm.
and it was amazing. The video was great.
Thank
I
you.
I'm kind of shaking and was on the verge of tears of just seeing like the project finalized
Yes.
in this.
Yes. So you all, just a little backstory. So Laurent and I met first um at the first Conjure South on Airport Boulevard.
Yes, opening
Mm,
day.
yes. And so that was a long time ago, like 4 years ago or so.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was in August. Little did I know, maybe a year from that, I would meet her mother, who was my trainer as an equestrian.
Yes.
And so I want to say maybe 6 months prior to meeting her mother and beginning to ride, we had began this. This happened about 6 months after COVID
Yes.
got into what it was doing. And the artwork is amazing. This is the most beautiful, impressive artwork I've seen. Laurent, you are an amazing artist. The artwork is amazing. They are giving you all of your flowers and praises
Thank you
in
guys.
the comments. And we will be sharing all of her social
Yes.
here in a little bit and all of those things. So, could you give us a little insight to you as an artist? How long have you been an artist? And just a little bit of your background.
Absolutely. So, I feel like being an artist has been an underlining to my entire identity since I was young. Um, Anything from my peers or people in my family recognized that I not only enjoyed to draw, like, but it was a little different from like other kids. It was like a different level. I was dedicating a lot of effort into making what I saw in my head. So since early age, and then it didn't occur to me that I could actually do this as a profession until the end of high school, where I was showing lots of interest. I was going out of my way to take art classes as my like electives, and I was competing in like art school art competitions, the fair competitions, and stuff like that.
Yes.
But then I was like, oh, I can actually do this as a job.
Mhm.
So I went to South Alabama and actually got a graphic design degree for just having an applicable, career. It can be a little hard to make art work as a full-time thing, but I did discover that illustration was my passion, more than design. I do have the degree and it's very useful, but my heart lies in normally characters, nature, scenery, and I have a background in both. It's very eclectic, both like traditional portraiture, painting, dusty pastel, ink, pencil, but then I crossed over into a lot of digital stuff with my degree and
Mhm.
found that I'm also a huge nerd. I say that with a lot of endearing. um, I love D&D. I'm a huge fantasy dork, so I love creating characters and worlds, and there's always a lot of nature tied into that too. Um, I could ramble about
Yes.
all of the little interests, but being an artist, being really interested in nature, and having like a more whimsical approach to
Mhm.
life also led me to my interest in like different spiritualities and
Mhm.
culture. And then interest in spirituality led me to either just like interest and enthusiasm about the occult, about
Yes.
esoteric, about metaphysical, and that led me to your doorstep.
Yes. And voila, we are here. And so you have some fellow D&D
I
nerds
see.
in the
Hello.
chat. And so I'm happy that you did mention how things sort of came together with the whole spiritual aspect of things, and how art was the bridge to bring you to that point.
Yes.
And that's what I often tell people, because a lot of people don't understand that your passion, no matter what your passions are, can be the road or the conduit or the bridge into certain spaces, like your spirituality or your purpose or other particular things. So I'm happy that you brought that up. Now, that being said, you had zero ideas or very little information about the spaces of hoodoo and African American conjure and those things when stepping into Conjure South all those many years ago. Now, mind you, all I will say this: Laurent did not come to the doorstep going, "I want to know hoodoo, I want to know voodoo, and all of these things." She was just saying, I am interested in other spiritual spaces and places. I would like to know myself more in these spaces. And this is where I've been led. So, what can I get either from this space or in this space, etc., so forth and so on? Um, Little did we know, months later, we would embark on this for right at 3 years.
Yes.
Right at
Yes.
three
Right
years.
at three.
Even up until like editing some things this year,
Hmm.
in
Some last minute
2024. Yes,
changes, fixes.
yes. So I want to let everyone know this, and please make sure you do give this video a thumbs up. Um, a lot of people probably assumed that I literally just said, all right, this is kind of what I want done, and just handed it over to you. Everyone, I want you all to know something. Everything from Conjure South Publications, my books, every single book is truly Conjure South's. I write out an outline, I write out the chapters, I give you a full printout of what I want to see in those books. And then if I see an author that could possibly fill that space, I go, what is your experience? Answer these things and give as much as you want or as little as you want. Okay. When it came to this card set, I need for everyone to understand, when we say that this is like a literally right at 3 years, we have had what, maybe four or three different versions of these cards they evolved. And even when we are saying like four different versions, I feel that one version was like all the way complete, like through the major arcana, if you
The
will,
major,
through, and so forth and so on. And each and every one of those versions, I sketched out. I drew it up. I was, again, I'm very, very involved, and
yes.
to even card placement. This is too much. This is too little. This is not communicating. The colors. I think we probably spent 6 months on colors.
Yes.
Just to see like if these colors are whatever.
Mhm.
um and the reason why I bring that up is because I think a lot of people do think that, oh, well, I'm just gonna say something and I'm just gonna grab this little graphic and throw here or throw there or any of those things. No, I literally have a book, and Laurent can show you my little pen sketches of all the things that you've seen here. However, one big thing with me is this: I want to give you guidance, direction. I want to give you all of the tools. But because Laurent is an artist, I would be doing her a disjustice and would be disrespecting her as an artist if I go, this is exactly what I want. This is, it has to be da 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 da. Da. You have to have some sense of artistic expression. You have to have some kind of artistic freedom. So Laurent, first and foremost, what was your experience like working with me for over 3 years, four different versions of the evolution and incubation of the Hoodoo Tarot de la Livre? What was that like for you?
I have told you before, and I will say it again. You set the standard for like the level of the balance between involvement and creative liberty. Um, you showed enthusiasm. I asked for sketches. I've had clients who are like, I can't draw it, and I just want to know where you want these placements. You went out of your way to sketch. Essentially, I just want these elements here. I was like, all right, cool. The artistic rendering, I can handle all of that. You don't have to worry
Mhm.
about that. Also, the patience. You set the standard for, this is something that needs to incubate. This is something that needs the time and the love and the detail, and it's not going to be something fast. And life and working full time and making this, you always allowed it to be what it needed to be. There were deadlines that were met, there were deadlines that were not met, but every single time you were always very understanding. And I loved that I would bring something and you were not afraid to be like, this is not working. What do you think we should do? Or I think this would be stronger. It was a collaboration through
Mhm.
and through. It was your vision, and it was my job to make it happen. It was my job to bring it to design or
Yes.
to illustration. So my experience was that I've never handled a project this intense. It's 70 plus pieces of artwork, including the back of the card, which ended
Mhm.
up being a massive success.
Yes.
Um, you allowed it to be what it needed to be, saw it for what it could be, and encouraged me. And you were the first big client I have ever truly worked with on the first big project like this. And you set the bar so high for what I expect and what I want from clients in the future.
Yes. Well, I am honored to have had that type of impact. I do think a lot of people, outside of people who end up going off the rails once I do this, but I will forever encourage you. Even so much so, a year ago or less than a year ago, I had a conversation with you about how you would be working solely as an artist for yourself a lot sooner than later. And then 6 months, almost 7 months later, here you are solely doing exactly that.
Yes.
And I constantly fed and nurtured, you gotta do you. You gotta be in your space. You need this. At a certain point, you're gonna have to take that step or whatever. And and I'm happy to have had that, again, type of impact and encouragement. And also, I think the reason why I also wanted to people to hear this from your mouth is because I think a lot of people feel that if you are, because you know what you want and because you speak on it, that you're being difficult or you're being demanding and all of these things. I never once, well, let me ask you, was I ever rude? Was I ever aggressive? Was I
No.
ever disrespectful or belittling or any of those things?
No, absolutely not. And I think that if I can speak a little bit on, this is my first time doing full-time art. I have been taking commissions intermittently throughout the years. This is the first time my career is actually lined up with what I want to do. The past few jobs, I would say, I had more creative, there was like more creative input versus serving at a restaurant, for 10 years. Um, and speaking to, no, you handled everything really well. And a lot of the anxieties that I had about taking on a massive project, about the intimidation of it all, of having to deliver this. And it started off as like, yeah, this would be amazing. And it turned into like, no, I want to deliver on this. And
Mhm,
you made it possible. You, there were times I did experience self-doubt. There were times when life got in the way and deadlines were pushed and pushed. It took 3 years. It was supposed to take about a year.
mhm,
So triple the amount of what we expected originally. And after 4 different style changes, there were times when you were worried, you were concerned, it's like, are you going to be able to do that? I'm so sorry. And I was like, no, this is, every single conversation we ever had, it always came to, we need to give the project what it needs.
mhm,
And any disappointments about delays or extra work, it became what it needed to be. The
mhm,
video just like floored everybody in chat. So, and I'm floored. So it's just affirming that we did what we needed to do. We worked really well together to make this happen.
mhm.
Um,
And I will also
no.
add to that that we allowed the spirits to work through us and do what it needed to do because, again, this is supposed to be a year tops.
Mm-hmm.
But when this, and this is what I try to communicate to you all about consecrating and why these cards literally are living. It was truly, truly conceived, it evolved, it grew into something of its own beyond us, beyond time, beyond these personal, this is what I want. Spirit said, no, my baby. If we're going to talk to our people, we have to have a conversation, not a lecture, you know. And in the chat here, I love the way that this has somehow elevated everyone involved, taking the necessary steps to encourage real growth, and it's beautiful and inspiring to see. Congratulations to you, Laurent. Very inspiring. Yes, I share the same sentiment. Journey with Karen said, this speaks to how you are queen as a person. So encouraging your mentorship, input, and guarantee success. Merci, thank you. While everyone gave the tarot system what it needed to be, so for it to come to life. Yes, everyone did, from the book to the cards to the time. And again, the book was supposed to take 2 months. It took 8. Um, and up until just 3 days ago, I made another change, because I it is so imperative. Laura, I'm going to tell you something that somebody said last week when they did the reading of the book and they began to see the definitions of the cards. No one has, this is the first time anyone has seen the physical look of the cards. I've been doing the flash PDFs of the cards. But I'm going to tell you, Laurent, and this is what, so someone said she's living in her purpose. She's living in her passion, but her passion is being a conduit for purposes. Laurent, let me tell you, someone said this last week, and I was like, I can't wait to share this with you. After reading the text and after seeing the PDFs of the cards and really understanding what they are speaking to, people of color here in this chat and non people of color can agree to this if they walk in truth. Due to your work and due to the editor's work, you all have created a space, a visual piece of a group of people, a marginalized people, where they can look at their past in beauty. Normally, when a person of color come from the US look into themselves, they're seeing enslavement, Jim Crow, beating, whipping, murdering, all of these things when you're thinking about that aspect of our past. But due to your passion, talent, and this is what I mean by anointing everybody. She was anointed with this talent, and through that talent, she had an obligation to fulfill this charge for the Tarot de la Livre. And due to that, now people of color, and I told you you were going to shift the trajectory of our culture because now when they hold these cards, they see a beauty of their past that never is spoken of.
I remember coming to you when we were talking, starting all of this 3 years ago, and I was like, do I have, it was to sum it up, do I have the right to do this? You know, not
Mm-hmm.
only am I stepping into like a spiritual space that I am not part of, I don't know anything, I have never studied, but also it's very culturally tied. And what what an affirming and amazing thing to hear from somebody that it spoke to them so much. And I've definitely, whether I'm drawing for myself or for someone else, I think conduit is, I've never thought of it like that, but I love that. I love the idea of bridging an idea and bringing it to life. And I'm honored that I could do that for you, and it seems other people as well.
Absolutely. And so you have to understand if you have the ability, the anointing and the talent to bring something to life based off of the anointing that you were given at your conception, you are literally the womb of worlds.
Oh my God, that's heavy.
But that was
I
given to you. Nobody, I mean, of course, other people could have, but this was given to you, you know? And so, no, you just didn't do a piece for Queen Cotalia. You did this for the African American people, the body of the people. And that's why I tell people when it comes to understanding your purpose, it has nothing to do with you. It has
right.
zero things to do with you. Lauren does not know the culture. She hasn't come from the culture. She wasn't asking, oh, well, what does this mean? What does this spell mean? Da, 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 da. None of that. I gave her the seeds and she planted, she watered, she nursed them to this capacity, you know, and that's why I constantly encourage you all, do not dismiss any part of yourself. Of course, I know many people again want to be Wakanda forever and everything's black and all of those things. As African Americans, we are such a mixed race people. You have to be able to look in yourself and look in others and see yourself so that you can be blessed in every way. It's like my grandma says, do not, pardon, how did she say it? You will miss your blessings um on the banks of the river when they are coming in on the shores of the ocean. So we can't look in one direction and just expect this African blessing or even just this African American blessing. There are some Eurocentric aspects of you that can bless you. There may be some indigenous aspects of you that can bless you. There may be um, other spaces in your life and in your blood that can bless you. But if you do not allow yourself the ability to reach out and ask for help, yes, of course I could have went in Canva and just started finding little objects or whatever else, but I know the work of action. So when that pen is on that paper or that stylus or whatever it is that you're using, you are transferring life. It is conception. Every single line is absolutely a situation, a moment, an element, a particle that is binding and creating the DNA for these things to live. You know, and so that's a big thing. I hope this system gets recognized and awarded. That would be amazing. This is historic for the people. It truly is. It truly, truly is. And I, again, it's like the majority of the things, and this is what the thing about my purpose, I do what the spirits ask me to do, but I normally do not know what I'm doing for the people until it is done. And then I go, oh, wow, okay, you know, and those things. So I wanted to just share that because it never dawned on me because my reality is so different than most people of color here in the US that when someone said that last week, I was like, she's given them a beautiful mirror into their past that they otherwise would have not seen.
It
And
means, I'm
and and
sorry.
and, and it's not a fantasy world. Like these are actual factual spirits and omens and all of those things in which we um have fashioned here. Um so the people in the chat here, Sunday service. Oop, I know that one. Yes. Um I hope this is recognized. She's all right. I'm here, tears, booking a reading immediately. Um Amanda says, I'm just thankful that we get to experience this, Queen. It's like you and everyone involved has given us a part of you, and we have. And we have. And I just want to say very quickly before we move on, thank you all who all are watching at this moment. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you are just now getting in and you don't know what we're talking about, maybe this will help. So yes, we are here meeting the artist of the Hoodoo Tarot de la Livre, Laurent Corral, Cowell, pardon. And for everyone that is here, understand if you order the Imperial set, pre-order the Imperial set, that is what you actually were looking at. So when we opened the books, again, this mic and everything, it comes in this fashion and in this way.
I love that. I haven't seen the box either. This is my first
Yes.
time.
So we have it beautifully and very much secured. You know, I told you all last time I saw you that the cards would come in a spirit. For the Imperial suit, the cards come in a wooden box of a particular spirit that was fashioned and conjured and confirmed through conjuration. It comes in a spirit. It is then giving that.
Somebody else in chat was saying they love the gold. I
Yes,
agree. I agree. That's my favorite.
this is everything about this particular suit, this system, again, is consecrated. The box itself is consecrated. It comes with this velvet inside. Everybody, these are the Imperial cards. The Imperial cards are not just gold in um, our signature gold sides, the edge, but the fronts are also gold. Every single card. Of course, we have the back, which is standard. Oh, merci, merci beaucoup. Thank you so very much, Shay Mac, for your kindness and your contribution here today. I greatly appreciate that. You that is too kind, Queen. Nothing we could ever do or say enough for your teachings and presence. This is humbling beyond words. Merci beaucoup pour all. Merci beaucoup pour cela that you do and have done for us in the community. You are so welcome. You are so welcome. Um, is this the Imperial set that comes with the VIP ConjureFet tickets? Yes. If you got a ConjureFet ticket, a VIP ConjureFet ticket, this is the system that you get. Everything from the cards of the heart to the cards of wealth that y'all have not seen yet to uh-oh, the cards of the mind to the cards of life. All of these come to that capacity. And these are limited. There are a limited amount of these cards. Once these gold cards are gone, they will not be reprinted again. So this is it. This is it. Okay. Um, and I also have to take the moment to actually um stunning. I knew that was a gold shimmer. Oh yes, it is, and it's also linen. So it's linen and gold. So it's woven that way. Um, Queen, you have really outdone yourself. We have outdone ourselves. We didn't know what was going on. And the doctrine of card divination. Baby, what I tell you, if there was another word for for thick, I would use it. But this is 670 plus pages
And 8 months of work.
and 8 months of work. You all, this book that you are going to be receiving has a dedication and acknowledgement, breaks down introduction to traditional tarot and divination, The questions you ask, why and how to receive them. Divination continued, mediumship, psychic ability. Are you a psychic? Are you a medium? How does a medium connect to divination? The origin and true history of tarot. Thoth, Tarot Marseille, the Rider Waite Tarot, Afrocentric Tarot, and the modern ideas. The list goes on and on and on. I mean, it's a very far thing, but one of the most beautiful things is, I can't wait to get to this part. When you get to studying the cards, we have it so that one side of the page gives you a breakdown, the keywords and phrases, the card at a glance, and you get a full page just to look at the card. Okay. From there, you flip the page and it continues black and white shot. But now I tell you how, when it shows up in a reading, exactly how it is to be read. So, Laurent, this is also an art book because it literally has every single card has its own page. So everyone is looking at your work from start to finish um, when they get to the spaces of the cards. How does it make you feel seeing these in the book, Laurent?
I'm a published artist. My first time. It's it's amazing. It's amazing. And I can't wait to get my hands on one of the books because we talked a little bit about the spirituality of
Hmm.
each card, but I did not get a deep dive
Oh,
on
no.
everything.
Trust and
So
believe me, you have some special things on the way. Okay.
I oh
Yeah, you have some
ooh.
special things on the way. Um, and so, and speaking about that part, thank you so very much. Once we go into that particular space of the cards, we then actually go into, because there's only 700 pages to get through, excuse me. Um, we then get to the spaces of understanding how to cast the cards. So here we break down the cast and give you all the information of how to read with those different casts. They are also illustrated, full pages, utilizing the cards that you have. Even illustrations of feeling spiritual sensations, heat, warmness, and cool sensations. But one of my favorite aspects of the book is when we get to talking about the spirits, because here is where we point out via arrows every single spirit that you are seeing in every card is communicated on this side, their spiritual correspondences, and a spell at the end of each one of those. So there are 78 different spells per each card. So here, for example, the Seven of the Heart. The Seven of the Heart is here. It points out everything. Let's just give a little example real quick of what the spell work. The working spell is Success Mojo Hand. Take any given bag or cut it into a and cut it out of your right pocket with of a pair of your pants. Place four black-eyed peas, four pieces of nutmeg, vines of grapes or muscadines, sugar or sugar cane. Carry this on you to have success, luck, achievement, and specifically targeting your money. Okay. So that is the spell that comes with that one as well. So the art is repeated over and over and over. And it is, I mean, it is honestly, when I tell you all, even when you get to the playing cards, because I teach you how to read your playing cards, you see the artwork in here as well. So we're literally giving you a divination doctrine of card divination. I have never, and I told you, Laurent, that I have never felt more secure with the financial investment that I put into this. And let me make this part very clear. Lauren, you gave me a price, correct?
Yes.
Did I argue that price or did I pay you what you asked for?
You paid me what I asked for.
Because that's what you do, everybody. When you know the value of a person, their work, their their talents and those things, there's no reason for me to try to talk you down and get a what do they call those, a bargain in all of those things. No, when you understand the value of the things that you do and that has to get done, you can invest in confidence. And when you know the talent and the value of the person and their time, 3 years, you do not question, you do not question those kind of things. And the reason why I even just bring that up is because I do feel that, some people may have an idea of how I do business, but I can guarantee you one thing: I am absolutely ethical. I have my morals. I am going to be professional, and I am never going to undermine or ever um try to get a deal. Never. Never. You have to allow people to know that you recognize their value, you recognize their worth. And in doing so, sometimes it does come, there is a monetary transaction. And in those moments, you must pay what they are asking for, because I guarantee you all, even with me giving Lauren what she has requested, when you make this kind of splash in our community, when you have changed the world with your art, it's priceless. Truly.
And time in itself is a resource.
Oh, yes.
Patience, patience was throughout the entire project, and it was needed. So not just monetary, but again, I got a lot of experience out of this, and I got to work so closely to something that is incredibly special. This is not an opportunity that I would have had with anyone else.
No.
So of course I wanted to be part of it, and
Well, we are grateful.
it was worth every bit of it.
So, if you order the standard set, you get this box. Okay. I actually prefer reading with the standard set. So you actually get this box when you get the standard set. It comes in this Lux box. Okay. So again, very nice and solid, secure. It's again very beautiful as well. The edges are also gold. Okay, but the fronts of the cards are not gold. So these are not gold, but that's fine. All the same cards is still linen. But I also will probably end up reading with these cards because it doesn't have as big of a reflection when I go live. So this way you're able to see them easier. It's like the Imperial cards, I will read for myself, in those intimate spaces. But when it comes to these standard cards, this is probably the suit that I use on a more frequent basis in the public eye because of this. But yeah, so you have all of those beautiful same cards.
That's one of my favorites, and I know we're gonna talk
Yeah.
about some favorite things in the process later, but that one right there is absolutely like top 5.
And so even for like the Queen of the Heart, everybody, when Lauren was making that card, I literally was like, can we have like blue negative spaces in the hair and like more like, or even like, can we have more fringe or detailing on the fur, like all of those little things. Let me get into the chat to see what people are saying, because I know that I've missed a lot
A
here.
lot. A lot of love right now.
Yes. Okay, let me see. Woo. One of my favorite cards so far. I can't wait to get into this. Isaac is taking notes. This is the book and divination system I've been waiting my entire life for. No other book will compare. No other book can. Um, to be honest. And I know people say, well, that may sound arrogant, but no, it's just the truth. I know what this book is. Um, yes, I appreciate the value of this system. Lauren, the Queen of Diamonds. So they say you are the Queen of Diamonds. Lauren is the Queen of Diamonds. Um, well said, Shay Mac. Beautiful work. Um, Queen, what comes with the original set? Can you show the set so that I can get a better understanding of why I am here on this earth? Well, that has nothing to do with the cards. That's a different question. Um, but the difference of the sets are the standard set. I don't have the paperback books, but the standard set comes with these cards in this box with a paperback book. Okay. And it also comes with a journal. That is something else too. If you are pre-ordering your books, you actually get a journal, a journal tarot de la livre that comes with it. Otherwise, it is something separate after the pre-orders. The pre-orders are open now, and mentioning that their pre-orders are open now to the public, but make sure that you use your coupon code. Your coupon code is HTD10, all HTD10, and let me double check because this has a hashtag in front of it, and I want to make sure that I am not telling you wrong. Just want to be right. Yes. So let me actually jump right on over into here and add this hashtag. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hashtag. Okay. Voila. So it's hashtag HTD10, and you'll get 10% off either the books, the cards, your set, anything, all things Hoodoo Tarot de la Livre. So that is, are both sets consecrated? Both sets are consecrated, but the Imperial set has an extra working, a completely extra working. And some of you may find out why and even how. But the simple fact, one, that that set comes inside of a protective spirit on its own, puts it different than this set. But both sets are consecrated, yes. Um, just making sure I'm not missing any oh, yes. All right, here we go. Got more comments. All right. The standard set is beautiful too. Yes, I ordered my standard set so I won't have to touch the Imperial set that often. Very true, which is why I also do at the back of the book, we do talk about card care. And I mean, you all can I just give this a moment? You all look at this here. Look how beautiful that label is. I love the label. It actually is black foil. So I take pride in the details. I truly do. So it's actually black foil, and I love that. So yes, in the and this is why I'm gonna need y'all to go share. Let's share this video. Let the people see. Let the people know. Now get your set first, so y'all don't end up without one. Um, but in the back of the book, actually, there is a part about precious protection of the care of your cards mundanely and spiritually. Okay. And so there's that. And so the all of the card sets come in these amazing boxes. So you will have even these black boxes showing up at your doorstep. And if you're coming to the Conjure Fact, um, I was wondering, does the VIP come with the VIP comes with the hardcover book? Yes. So this is why the VIP was what it was, because you get the hardcover book and the wooden box and the extra consecration of it all. And remember, the Imperial set is in fact a limited collector's item that will go out of print. I can promise you that. I can absolutely promise you that. No lie. All right. Um, so let me just see here. Yes. What am I trying to say? This is a work of art that is truly unmatched. Queen, be proud of this living doctrine that will forever go to manual for generations. Timeless work of art. Congratulations, Queen and Laurent. Merci. I definitely want to get the standard set now as well. You should. And even if you just get the cards, if you have the Imperial set, all you need to do is purchase the cards because that's all that is needed. Um, and that's also an option. Yes, that's one of mine. The duality. Jessica, Alexa, order neck braces. Wild growth hair. Oh my goodness. I know my edges about to be snatched and bodied about. Yes, indeed. I got both sets. The Imperial ones are so gorgeous. I don't know if I'll be able to keep my hands off of them. That sounds like you're gonna have to talk to your therapist about that. Um, Yay, I love to journal. This is why you are my teacher. Congratulations, Queen. I can't thank you. Yes, I did my pre-order. Are both sets consecrated? Yes, I answered that question. Girl, I was so ready for this that I ordered my set March 1st. Yes, indeed. That pre-order was absolutely worth it. I cannot wait um for the sacredness to open my heart and spirits may unseen or unseen and the thickness necessary. Let's see, keeping moving forward here. This is perfect timing for both sets. That is luxury, and you deserve it. That's beautiful. Queen, could you please explain why the deck is consecrated and what that is, just in case someone might understand the meaning of consecration? So let me tell you about. Should I? So there's ways of consecration. So, one element of consecration is consecration through spirits, where the spirits will come through and bless an object as a working land, a space, or something along those lines. Then there's also the added element of um, working consecration, where you're using body fluids, blood, and those kind of things as well. So, it falls into one or the other, or maybe both. But you will know when you get it. That these are in fact consecrated. But what I will tell you, they are at least, at the very minimum, they have been consecrated and blessed by each of these cards. And also what that does mean too is every single image of these cards, I had to get permission from each spirit to be drawn. Again, I could do probably 10 different ways of presenting bravery and courage. But no, Yarrow said yes in this respect. And because the context is different, a snake bone, a backbone was in this context. But Yarrow was coming from the mouth of that, you know? And so it all had to be agreed upon. It all had to be, um, I had to have permission, spiritual permission. Um, Let me see here. I was wondering. I shared this to my IG. All five of my followers going to see this. Yes, indeed, five followers. I know that's right. I feel proud that I can pass this history on to my nieces and nephews. Yes, Lauren, the artwork is beautiful. They're still giving you your flowers and appreciation. I cannot wait to read and pass this to my granddaughter. Talking about heritage and inheritance. Exactly. Exactly. So, speaking of all of these things, I hold on. I know the institute students have a fellowship, but the divination system need a Facebook group to talk about and discuss. And many people have already just said that it's you're going to need a book club. You're going to need a book club and maybe a therapist. Um, Probably after page 21, by 21, excuse me. I have the standard system. I'm really thinking about getting the hardcover too. So you can actually just get the book. So if you got the standard system, but you want the hardcover book, you can order just the book. Okay. So Laurent, in this process, I personally feel that there was a moment in time where you like really like got into your stride and your flow with the art. Like it was just always a moment where you're like boom, 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 kind of thing. Which are some of your favorite cards?
First, I think the stride you're talking about is the very last set that we were working on.
The cards of
The
life.
life, yes. My gosh. So there were plenty of times when you were like, yes, this is exactly it. And it was like the
Ah,
first time that like, there were no revisions. You're like, no notes. This is what I wanted.
yes.
Um, and there were definitely some, I would say the most difficult was probably honestly the major arcana, but the
Oh yes.
stride was life. Um, but there were always moments when you would send sketches and there were brief times when you would explain spirituality.
Uh-huh.
But it was more so I need this, I need, like you said, the yarrow needs to be coming from the snake's mouth. You would set it all up and I would just be like, oh, snakes, oh my gosh, oh,
Yes.
oh, this one's gonna be all cows and bulls. Like I was genuinely inspired by, I would say, about like 95% of the cards. I was just excited to get to it. But the stride was
Yeah.
definitely life. And that was the home stretch for us. That was the last
Yes.
set that we worked on. Um, and as far as personal favorites,
Yes. So your were your
oh,
personal favorites in the cards of life?
all of them. I mean, genuinely, I'm looking. I have the whole spread, the artist only spread.
Yes.
Everything's laid out on my little virtual table, and I'll say Queen of Life, which we ended up coming. We have a different name. We don't have no. That's right. We have
Hmm.
the page, the heir, the queen, the king. So Queen of Life, the heir of life, the nine of life. I mean, I could sit here and give you a whole list. All of the life ones are my favorite.
Okay.
Um, any of the snake ones really spoke to me as well. We have some of those in the major arcana.
So I
Um,
want to try to pull these up real quick though,
yes.
so they
Well,
can
you want to
see
start with
them.
life?
Um, so I'm trying to see. There's the queen, there's the king, there's heirs, there's um, I think
Pages.
the
Lauren, I wouldn't fault you if it was all your favorite. Yeah, that's my
yes.
problem.
Okay, so I want to pull some of these up a little bit here, and you can
Okay.
sort of just tells us a little bit of maybe even why these particular ones. I want to share mine first.
Okay.
This one here gave me life from when you sent me this one, I was like, this can just be done. We didn't got to complete the rest of it. This one here,
Yeah.
the
Yes.
seven of life.
Yes.
Okay. So for example, here, I love this because it speaks so true to the space of competition
Mhm.
because either the rooster is fighting aggressively against two, but if it shows up in reverse, there's no competition because it's two against one.
Mhm.
And no one has actually seen the life suit yet. So this is their first time seeing this. So instead of me just doing this, and I'm going to bring in some of your favorites, Laurent.
Okay.
But before I do that, so quickly, I would love to jump on here and let people just sort of have a little look see
A.
through the cards of life here.
I think this was one of my favorite color combinations too. And one
Yeah.
of the style changes we went through, we
Oh
started
yes.
off with full color. We started off with minimal color palette, then we went into full color because we lost our minds. And
Yes.
then we changed the actual style from painting to something a little more graphic.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly think the limited color palette that we did in the end, it's so much more dynamic. So life,
Yes.
not just for the illustrations, but for the color combinations. I
Colors.
love
Yes.
the gold, the golden rod.
So you said, I believe,
Oh, um, any
this one, the
snakes? Yes.
queen.
So one of my absolute favorites. I love the dynamic shapes of snakes in
Yes.
general. They were always so much fun, to have them going off the page. It just made for interesting art. Um, I
Uh,
don't know if there's anything deep about that. I just love drawing
oh, it
snakes.
doesn't even have to be deep at all. This is 10.
Ooh,
Hold on,
so
I'm
some
trying
of
to.
the simple ones, like the crown,
Yes.
and the hands, they ended up surprising me. I was like, okay, the explanation's straightforward, but
Mhm.
by the end of it, I was like, oh, wow, okay, it all came together.
That's what I'm saying though. There's been so many times where we end up go back and look at things and go, "Oh wow. Like this is so dynamic, it's huge," or "Wow, this is impactful. I feel something from it." And again, it's those spaces that I try to tell people when it comes to this system. There were times that the editor lost time, and then she go back and read the book and she's like, "Oh my goodness, let me take these notes." I'm going back looking at the book and I'm like, "Let me take these notes." I'm looking at the cards and I go, "I cannot read these cards unless I am studying all of the elements inside of the cards." You know, this is like next level. I think you mentioned, I thought I brought the 9. Yes,
The
the 9.
nine.
Here we go. You mentioned the 9. Yes. Let's see what the people are saying. I can see why this is your favorite, Lauren. You did that. They're saying in the chat.
Let's
Um,
see. Oh, I think another one we can bring up would be the air.
the air of life.
Hmm.
And I believe that was this one. Yes.
Oh, pardon me. I believe it's the page.
Oh no, it's air. It's air.
The bull.
Oh, so that's, you still have the one
I
where it,
have an outdated version of the spread where
yes, yes.
I'm.
So you're actually, yeah, so that's the Jacques.
There we go. Okay,
Yes, that's the Jacques. I was like, hold up now, slow up.
y'all. There were a few things that I needed to organize on my end that we did. That was one of the revisions that we needed while the editor was like, "Hey, this is not lining up."
But
That's
then
okay.
let me tell you though, but even with that being the case, and we were like, it wasn't adding up, we put the book together and still
Mhm.
put them in there wrong. And I
Yes.
just found it like
Yes.
not too long ago, and I was like, this needs to be revised. So, this one, oh yes, 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 yes. I love this one here. I'm gonna hide that, and this other one is popping in just a second. This is another favorite.
I just love like I talked to you early on where there's a few cards that involve, I won't say too much, but dolls.
Yeah,
And I was like, "Oh yes, this is my beat.
yes,
This is the vibe that I love. A little unnerving, a little bit of nature, a little dark but whimsical."
yes. The Seven of Life instantly felt like crabs in a barrel, in search of my Maryland natives analogy. Yes, that card might be my new favorite, 100%. Yes, Lauren really did that artwork. Keep her around, Queen. Listen, I will. I've already told Lauren that in 8 or 10 years, there may be another version of these cards, but very much unlike the way they are now. I've already sent her a an idea of what that looks like a decade from now. But we're like, we'll see where we are then to see if we're going to, if it took 3 years for this. We probably should get started on it now, in order to get it done. Uh,
With the suggested styles that you mentioned, yeah, we're going to need about maybe 10.
yeah, yes, absolutely. So moving on to the next set of cards. What is the
Yes.
So they have not seen the cards. They have not seen the wealth. So
Ooh, okay.
so
That
for
was.
the wealth, everybody, here's your slideshow.
Mm.
And as you
Oh.
all see here, we do not have people. We're not this is why it is a new system of its own. It's
Hmm.
truly about the spirits, the memories, what these spirits hold for us. When it comes to this set of cards, where does it sit for you? What is your favorite? I'm gonna pick out one of my favorites too.
Okay. Let's see. I remember while you're doing that, you were struggling to, like, how do you design or get the point across of um, either interpersonal or emotional things,
Yes.
definitions without showing a human figure.
Uh-huh.
And I got the fun part. I got to
Yeah.
draw a bunch of really cool designs that you um, broke your brain over to be like, how can I make this clear? But it did come together really well. Let's see. I'm looking at some of my favorites too. I'll say the ace always tends to be really strong with any of the suits because
Yes.
you even mentioned like this is the ace. This is the like the essence, the epitome of the theme.
Yes.
So it's got to be. It has to have presence to it. I'll say the ace of wealth is definitely one of my favorites, and we'll say the two right after that.
The two is definitely one of my favorites as well as the queen. Two.
Queen, yeah.
Yeah, the queen. I also like the king as well. Um, and this one. So here are a couple here. And again, traditionally for us, in the spaces of traditional African spirituality as a African, an enslaved African in the Americas, in these kind of things, we brought over some of these customs. For example, like cows and beef and those things are in fact our spirits of wealth. Whatever your cattle was looking like, it was a true testament to your wealth, to your ability. This is why we use cow foot tracks and a variety of things with cows, using their horns as container spells, just a variety of things. So this was a beautiful one, and I have to say I'm a little bit biased because of the leave, which is the la livre, the currency. So I definitely did a little homage to my people with that. That was the French currency, the la livre. I do love this one. I also really love this. I love the details of this one a lot. The
Mm-hmm.
Queen of Wealth. And again, so here's another situation, everybody. We're not saying pentacles, we're not saying disc. No, that's not what we did. But when it came to this aspect, it is wealth. And so these are the cards of wealth. But then also, too, just how a lot of people don't know that the Black Mobile, specifically the Gulf, has the largest population of black bears, or Alabama in general, in the Southeast. And so this is why this is one of those spirits that spoke to us as a people. And like people just don't know this, but due to these cards you will be able to see and learn and connect. Zakia says this deck is really giving is going to eliminate the intuitive readers. It is. That's part of the point. Okay. It's going to eliminate the intuitive readers because none of these translate to rider weight. Exactamo. Either you are going to know these spirits and allow them to communicate, or you will not. This is not going to work. And this is why I'm doing this crash course at the Conjure Fact. Um, Either you will do the work and connect, or you have to step aside. Point blank. Period. It's just that simple. Um, Zakia Esmac had to learn the hard way when it comes to them playing cards. Exactly. Exactement. Exactement. So this was another beautiful one. I also did love this.
Mm-hmm.
Love the two of wow.
Mm-hmm.
I truly love these. And so for everybody that's looking at this right now, I want to show you, how does this translate to us? So we know that the bull or the cow is wealth, right? But now we have the moon. The moon is an element of reflection. The black mirror was based off of the full moon and a bowl of water. We then have our hydron of the nights, our moonflower, which is a reflection of the moon. Also understand that the moon, it illuminates based off of reflecting the light of the sun. It does not make its own light. We then have the disc around the cow's neck, because we know that the metal disc are reflective items. So if we're seeing all of these reflective spirits, we then know that we are going to have to assess something, reassess something, or reflect to some capacity. And that is just on the very, very surface level of things. I might need a crash course in the institute as well. Oh, will we have an opportunity to purchase additional cards at the Fed? Um, we will make sure that we have some more cards here. Now, in regards to the Hoodoo Tarot de la Livre, yes. If you're asking about other sets, we can get some more cards, and we still have time. The pre-orders for this, for the 10% off, actually will expire on the 17th, so we make sure that we get everyone's items in. All pre-orders will be going out the week of the 8th of April 8th. That's when they will be available worldwide, but they will be mailed out at that time. Um, Also, too, what else did I want to say about that? I don't know. J'ai oublié. Pardon. Lauren, so many details with limited colors is powerful. Impressive Magic says, teach, the cards are communicating a lot. And that's the point.
Mm-hmm.
That is the point, that the card is communicating. It's not, oh, the Six of Wealth means this. So, for example, this is what's going to mess a lot of y'all up. See, the Six of Wealth talks about that space of opulence and abundance of opulence. You have all the grapevines surrounding the bull. But if you decide to read these as a playing card, the Six of Diamonds actually just says there's blessings on your roads, there's a job on your road, there's financial wishes and things on your road, in your path. Two totally different definitions, which is why either you have to know what the card is communicating, or you're going to get tripped up. This is why you become a master diviner, because you have to study. It is a skill set that you learn. Uh-oh, pardon. Another one too,
Mm-hmm.
the King of Wealth, is also another really important one to me as well. I love these. These are all paternal energies. Beaver, steady money work. The fox, this is the one that provides the provision of it all. You still again have this bull. And what you also will see is, rather it's the bull, whether it's the king or the two, there's not two elements here. There's not two bulls there. The six, there's not six elements here. That's the thing about it. When you're looking at these things, you have to the air. Hold on, let me go to another number one. Like there's not 10 elements in the life. So there's that as well. Okay, let's jump on to the next suit. So the next suit, which would you like to jump into?
Ooh, let's do. I'm gonna say this one was the most challenging one.
The hearts,
Um, I think the hearts was the most challenging for you because that was
all
how that was
emotion,
truly. Um, where is it?
or the are you talking about the mind?
The mind. Yes, the mind.
Okay, let's jump into the mind here.
I'll say this one was the most difficult for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was more reflective of other things going on and having to accommodate that. But I also think that there were a lot of cards in this one that were um I would turn in for review. It's like, well, let's change this. And there were a few things that I don't know, this one seemed to need the most attention
Mm-hmm.
and it did come together. I'll say my favorites for the mind would be the eight and let's see, all of the royalty. all of, I'm back at that problem. And then if I have to pick from one of the numbers, I would say honestly the ace. The one of the well, I'm looking at my spread. The ace, the eight, and all of the royalty.
Okay.
Kirsten said how fitting that the mind needs the most attention. Yes.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. How fighting that mind needs the most attention. Yes. Um, this suit is it, says Impressive Magic. The dull gray brings back sweet childhood memories of a cat
Oh.
bank I had in that color. Kristen is the it's the only Kirsten, it's only right. We're on the same wavelength. Thank you, Queen, for this special live. We are all a part of history, the debut of this doctrine of divination. Yes. Cameron, um, I just can't get over the detail in the artwork. It speaks so loud. It's very detailed. Um, even down to the vines of the grapes, the fur, the eyes. Yes. All of those things. And again, a lot of those things, like even okay, I'm gonna jump into this one.
Mm-hmm.
The Queen of the Mind. So do you remember when you first sent me this and I said I need to feel something from the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And you, I think, just simply carved out that little like concave space right at the bridge of the nose. And it
Mm-hmm.
immediately gave life to, I mean, just that small detail.
Mm-hmm.
I also, in this one too, I was like, more whiskers, I believe, or something along those lines. Like, I mean, I really, when I see things, I know them. When I
Mm-hmm.
hear things, I know it. And then you were just like boom, 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 boom. And then after you see it and you go into it, you're like, okay, now I can do this and I see that. And then you have
Mm-hmm.
that and lose your mind in the
Get
best of
into the
way.
groove of it. Yes. There's
Yes,
definitely a flow that I would hit once you were like, oh, I love it. And it was like, wait, 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 no, no. Well, how about this? Which again, I do appreciate when there were times when I was able to suggest things and you're like, I love it. Let's do
mhm.
it. there
Yes.
were there were a few liberties with these as well. And somebody's asking, Lauren, when you were crafting the artwork, did you see it first in your mind, or did you draw it first and then the ideas came? So Queen Co would supply me with very, very simple sketches and a description on the side and would say, this needs to have a hare, this needs to have a crab. Um, and sometimes it was that simple. That's all she would say. and or it needs to be, they need to be flipped away from each other, something like that. Sometimes there was a drawing, but sometimes it was very simple, and it was then my job to just figure out what is going to be the most interesting thing to look at. Hares, just me geeking out about nature. Love rabbits, and then I know hares are very different from just a rabbit. The eyes, it was important to get that feeling, because how do you take a static image and give it something
Mhm.
dynamic? So anything from very simple backgrounds and little simple details will make it, give it like an energy that it needed. The crab, I wanted to be a crown, just simply
Yes.
because we had a queen image, but we still go back to that unnerving. It's a creature
But
with too
also
many
for
legs.
me, even the detail in the ears of the hair,
Hmm.
that, I think I also may have brought that up. I'm like, I just very little small things. And I think I said that
Hmm.
maybe, I won't say quite a bit, but every time there needed to be a revision, I think it was mostly first more lines, more detail.
Yes.
Either like, I think that
Well,
was,
and there's a balance with the style that we ended up going with. There's a balance between how small can we make that hatching, like how do you keep it like a graphic kind of feeling image, but still give it detail, still give it volume, shape, and all of that.
yes.
Um, and it was worth it. Every single little hatch line was
Yes,
worth it in the
it
end.
truly is. It truly is. Um, Another one that you mentioned, well, this is one of my favorite.
Yes, yes.
I
Oh my gosh, the
love
Jack.
these. This what I mean, I'm not really in the market of getting tattoos anymore, but if I was, I would get this tattooed on me. I love this one equally as much as I love the seven of life with the
Hmm.
roosters. This
Hmm.
one here gave me all the things that I needed and then some.
And this one went through a massive transformation because
Oh my gosh,
um,
yes.
originally we were
It
kind
was
of
the
trying to
boat.
paint a scene, and it
Yes.
wasn't working, and it involved a boat, and it just wasn't.
Garlic, or was it ginger?
Garlic,
It was
ginger,
ginger. Yes.
and I'm so glad for the changes that we made in the end. Like the life suit absolutely, I'm sorry, the mind suit absolutely gave me the the biggest challenges because they went through the most revisions, and there were times when I as an artist didn't feel like I was connecting with the artwork.
Mm-hmm.
And the I want to say it's these past three, so the king, the queen, and the knight, all of them went through heavy changes
Oh yes.
and landed.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Without a doubt. And so now we're here at the king of the mind.
Mm-hmm.
And so here's another one of those things that's just why tarot is tarot, and in playing cards are playing cards. As a playing card, this would be the king of spades, which talks about that emotional disconnection, that emotional uninvolvement. They're not recognizing you, they don't see you, they're cold, they're harsh. That's not what this king is about. He is about being that authoritative figure, the eight of clubs, which is why that is a clarity in the eyes. This is why you have the hawk. The hawk itself is the spirit of clarity. Okay. Then you have the king snake, the black snake. So there's just all of these very, very strong, and not just symbolisms, but very clear spirits that are speaking to who they are and what their presence is. Um, exactly. No one is saying take the lead. The queen and king completely expanded more than just the feminine masculine attributes, and that's because that's because people have made femininity and masculinity a very one-dimensional
Mm-hmm.
social dynamic, and that doesn't work. It doesn't work. That's why people have their issues with relationships, because oh, you're too feminine or you're too masculine or da 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 da. No, everybody has all of these traits. Nurturing is a trait that a biological female has and a biological male has. Nurturing is in both of those spaces. How it is nurtured and given is where the difference is. So this may be a little bit more giving and understanding, where this is understanding but firm. yet it is still nurturing. Um, and so all of those things, and then of course you mentioned this one, the
Hmm.
ace, which I love that you made this essentially like a spade.
Yes.
Yes,
There are a few things where it's like, how can I work in like just a little subtle thing so people pick it up?
yes, yes. Love that. And I also love this one because you have the alligator, you have
Hmm.
the human head, you have the other skull. So it's all about the head, and then the lemons and the limes being that clarity and that clearance was another huge, huge, beautiful aspect to this card. And then last,
The eight. I want to say that's my all-time favorite
and why
of this suit.
of this suit, voila. Again, if you have been a part of the institute or around long enough, you will be able to look into these things and look at these cards and see what they're communicating. There's wasp here, there's Spanish moss in the mines, there's wasp nest and hornet's nest up under it. So you already know that this has something to do with issues in the head, pain of the mind, and all of these things. And you can almost put it together just based off of, and that's why I love, excuse me, I do apologize. This is why I do love um the book, because, and maybe I'll just turn real quick to this particular card in the book and read it for you so that you understand what it actually says in the book, and just get an idea of how it relates. So here we go. So if you do the keywords and phrases, negative thoughts, negative perceptions, painful perceptions, in the reverse position, positive possibilities, promising ideas, letting go of negative thoughts. Okay? But that's that definition. It does not give you the narrative, it does not tell you what the card is communicating. That is the definition. That is what your social media entertainers are doing. But then you have at a glance. At a glance is where it's at for me. With the aid of the mind, we see a skull that is highly concentrated, oversaturated, full and flooded with entangled and mangled moss, roots, and things in the head. Now, when I look at this, I'm going, okay, things are tangled, things are mangled, things are, yep, that's negative, that's pain. It is actually clear indication of what is going on here. But not just that, you will see that there is wasps and hornets that are present, which immediately communicate pain, hurt, long-lasting pain, and hurt at that. Pardon. And that hurts too. So with that, so this could even tap into the space of traumatic experiences. We see wasp nests, hornet nests, hornets, as well as other roots. These are all true elements of this particular card. So that's what this page says here. And and so if you just read at a glance, it tells you what it is. But if you want to know how it sounds in a reading, the upright communication says, when the aid of the mind upright introduces itself, know that your thoughts are negative. I don't know exactly why they are negative. I don't know when they became negative. But what is communicated is that there is no optimism here. The subject is very pessimistic in whatever the situation is. You don't think it's going to turn out well. You don't see it turning out well. It hasn't been well, and the list goes on and on. And that's just the first paragraph paragraph here in that particular space. And so now you can see how it reads when it shows up in your casting or spread. So so
Kirsten
that
seems to be on it, by the
uh,
way.
say what?
Kirsten seems to be on it. She seems to know this card too. That's awesome.
Yes. When I say it's on the money, she's intention, beautiful. Look at the craftsmanship. Oh, love the explanation of gender expression breaks down the stereotypes. Um, my goddess, the busy brain. Oh my gosh. Oh my God, this is screaming.
Mhm.
Tangled up in all the ways you've done wrong. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And so, exactly. But this is also an amazing student of the Institute. She hasn't graduated yet, but through her experiences, through being here, she can look at this alone and knew all of those things without even having the book, without even knowing the definitions. But that is where and why I do what I do. So the last, well, we got two more suits here.
Mhm.
Um, we have the which you want to get into now? Do we want to do
Let's do hearts and then we can do major for last. Feels kind of
okay?
appropriate.
So for the hearts here, heart slideshow.
Oh, oh man. Okay. I'm gonna say I have too many favorites. That's the problem again. But I like, so number four was,
Naturally.
I think, the first time that we had a any kind of human figure. We kind of, this was toward the end of the whole process, and you're like, I don't know how to show this without having a human figure. And I was like, you know what? I think we can do it. I think we can maintain the style that we have, because the concern was the amount of time that we had. And how do we render something complicated like a human face
Hmm.
with very limited lines, but it not come across as a cartoon? But then,
Yes.
like, don't over detail it to where it doesn't feel uniform with the rest of the work. So four was the first time we tried this. It was the first time we saw human hands, the first time we saw a human face, and it worked. And I also love the general setup of the scene.
Oh no, absolutely. And I love the ominous aspect of like the
Mm-hmm.
juxtaposition of the hands, the arms.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was a whole different situation on its own.
It's disjointed, so it's a
Disjointed
little
is the term.
unnerving.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like whose hands are those?
Those are mine.
You know, you
Those
know
are immortalized forever in a tarot deck. Those are my
exactly. It's like
hands.
who hands are those? How do those hands get here? Even like, are they the humans or there's somebody else's in here? It's
Mm-hmm.
all of those different things. I love this one. And even when reading this card, as I read through, hold on, indeed, the way that the last two cards you've chosen to explain more about um have been cards I screenshotted this morning. Oh wow, that's interesting. So yeah, so this card here, absolute, I love it. But even when I am reading this card, it always puts me in a position of, again, having to really delve into this space of, are these missed opportunities due to I'm being overprotective? I'm not opening up, which is why my hands are closed. My eyes are closed. Am I just not noticing or not interested? It's like all of these different elements are within this card about the missed opportunities. But then again, in the reverse position of this card, it literally gives you the space of, you're so focused on one thing that you're missing. You're still missing things, but for a different reason now. And so forth and so on. So I really, really enjoyed this card, right? I'm like, do the hands belong to the face, the ancestors, the conjurer? Who? I'll never tell. So, uh, so we have this one. Another beautiful one for me was this one,
Oh, yes.
the Nine of the Heart. And again, this is Nine of the Heart, not Nine of Hearts. Nine of the Heart, that is the tarot card, not Nine of Hearts, the playing card. And you may say, well, why is that? Because this is the suit of emotions. This is the heart. This is a suit of emotions, is what this truly is here. And so I love this one just because, I mean, one of my favorite things about this are the whiskers that go out of the
Mm-hmm.
card. I love that outside of the frame. I love that. Of course, we are in love.
Oh, Miss Queen.
Yes, we are in love with her as she holds this eyeball, you know, and her beautiful mirrored counterpart, the
Yes.
king Love these. And I love this one.
Yes. And I think my next favorite is the 8 of this
The
one as well.
the 8. Let me see here.
This one was another example of how you can have just something simple, and it was like I stretched my brain a few times trying to figure out how I can make it dynamic, and it
Hold on.
ended up being one of my favorites.
Was this the 8 already that I had in here? Yes,
There we
yes.
go.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite as well. Love this. Love this. I mean, the moment that you showed me the open doorway, and just that alone, when you
Hmm.
began to work this, I was like, "Yep, this is it. This is it." And even as far as like the lemon on the floor and the
Hmm.
shadow being a knife.
Yes. And so, referring back to when somebody was asking what was the art process for this started off as a simple sketch that you sent me. There was an open door. The shoes were actually, the boots were on the ground.
Hmm.
And then you said, let's incorporate lemons somehow. So there were some times where you knew exactly where you wanted certain things to be, but then you're like, and then if you figure out where you think these things would be best. This went through a transformation and it ended up being everything that it
Oh,
needed.
yeah,
That's the thread, the feeling throughout the entire project is that every single thing, every whether it was a delay or this isn't hitting right, was just a roadmap to get it to where it is now.
yes,
Um, we needed to have all of the first drafts, the second, the third, sometimes fourth with some of them to get
yes,
to what we have.
yes. And so now we are going to get
What we
into the
The set that had
uh-oh.
the most revisions
Oh my
because
gosh, because we finished this like
yes,
four complete different times. I
the,
know the last two revisions were color revisions mostly, but
yes,
there were four different, or almost three or four different versions of these cards.
yes, and one of the cards, it's number 10, um, was the very last card I submitted, and it ended up being one of my top fives.
Yes.
It
So
was the one
let's
I struggled with the most. I'm going to say that one is the most. Um, because it was so simple, but how do you make it dynamic and how do you make it stand out with its siblings in this suit that are all supposed to be this is the major arcana. These are supposed to be heavier hitters. So I'm gonna say
yes.
10.
So let me get to the Imperial
Let's
and back here. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9.
Oh, okay, so now I'm getting nostalgic because when I sent the very first one back when it was still called The Fool, you were like, "Yep, this is it. This is I knew that this it was like one of the first times that you truly affirmed that like yeah this project's gonna get done, and
Mm-hmm.
it's the frog with the boot and the lemon.
Yes. It all started there. All started there without a doubt.
Hmm.
Um,
With the deck the way it is now, it started with the very first of the major arcana.
yes. And that, my dear La Renouille, once it uploads here, I will add it.
Hmm.
This one here.
Very first.
Okay, yes. La Renouille represent so many different things. Il y a la de mes feuilles, la grenouille, de citron, des chaussures, all of these different elements here. Um, and you know what really did it for me? The shoe.
Yeah.
The shoe is what was like, she got it. She understands the assignment. The
The three
shoe.
quarters view.
Yes,
Is that what
yes.
did it for you?
It did it, and then the frog, and I'm like, okay. But what I love about even like this is how once we came up with our color scheme, and the frog here is green,
Mm-hmm.
and so like some of the elements still are make sense why it could be green or would be green, but I don't know. They're just like even that little detail for me like does everything.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, because there was a point where we are like, these were all in full color. I have an entire full color version of all the major arcana saved as a file.
yeah,
And then we went back and simplified. And there were times where it's like, should, if the colors are red and green, do I make the frog green? And then once you step outside of that, when it's like, why? Like, it's art, it can be dynamic. The
yeah,
frog,
yeah,
it worked out that this frog got to be green. But
yes,
there are times in other cards where, I mean, we had blue cows. Like, it was
exactly,
dynamic. It worked.
exactly. Um,
I kind of just want to show everybody all of them.
I
The root
believe this
worker.
one is a favorite.
Yes, any of the dolls. Oh, love them.
I love
Yes.
this one. I also
Where
one of my
is
favorites is this one, the devil card.
yes. The other doll one, the moss. Yes. Yes. I would get this tattooed on me.
Yes, and I want to remember everybody your Imperial suits. Okay, your Imperial systems comes in this incredible, incredible um, space here. But I want to just pull out that. And the spiritualist card for me was another one with the doll. And the reason why the spiritualist card for me was because of the veil. The way that you
Mhm.
make that veil, it really that when I tell you, it took me for everything I had
That
and
is,
should.
let's see, number
That's like
three.
three, I believe.
Yes.
So here's the actual card in
Yes.
um the Imperial version. Hold on, let me try to.
And somebody's asking, the art is so beautiful. I love the details, and I know sometimes artists can struggle with overthinking things or losing a connection during those moments. If you did, how did you overcome that? Um, Struggling and like hitting an art block or whatever you want to call it, losing motivation is going to happen with any project, even if you love it, especially if you're doing it often, if you're doing it repetitively. And I was lucky that I connected with so much of the artwork or so many of the ideas and the subject matter. But there were definitely times when it's like, I don't think I can do it today. But sometimes it's life. You have to, you know? Sometimes this is being demanded of me, so I have to. But I also think that when I would be harsh on myself for, thinking I have to do this, working with somebody who is patient, who is understanding, who understands that creativity needs a space, but also the person behind that creativity needs rest or time or whatever it is. I think if you have to sum it up into one word, support. Having somebody who understood and supported me, that would be Queen Catalia. Um, Sometimes it's just a matter of I just got to get through it. And then sometimes you have to take a step away from that piece and be like, I just need to move on to the next card. And that was
Yes.
there were a few times when I told you
Oh
that.
yeah,
It's like,
absolutely. Just like I need to let this one rest a little bit. I'm gonna start
yeah.
on something else and come back.
And there were times, sometimes you might lose the motivation for the piece that you're working on, but you're still in the flow, the creative flow. That's the best time to just disengage with that thing and move on to the next thing so you can stay in your flow, go to what motivates you. Sometimes it would be like, I'm just going to do card one, three, 1, 2, 3, 4. And there are other times when it's like, I'm going to jump straight to the jack because I'm feeling the motivation. And sometimes you can ride that motivation. I also listen to a gajillion podcasts. So sometimes you show up, you need to work, and you get through it.
Yes. Another big card that is taking the world by storm,
Mm-hmm.
in fact, is
Yes. So another example of a pretty simple scene, but the silhouettes work.
and
I love
so
it.
almost every person that is initiated in an ATR, a traditional African religion, immediately go, I see what you did there.
Mm.
I see what you did there. Um, and that was a huge thing for me. Like, it definitely speaks so strongly. Um, and let me see here if I wanted to bring up any of these. Before we bring up another card. Laurent, could you please add your contact information in the comment box? We're going to do it again more towards the end, but I do want to just say, we got a good 52 people in right now, and everybody, please make sure that you are giving this video a thumbs up. We definitely would be so humbled and honored if you could. I'm gonna briefly and while Laurent is doing this,
Mm-hmm.
I think we just need a little moment.
Yeah. Just the
Uh,
closing of the box, the
yes.
end, the like, you want to know more, you know you do.
Oh my goodness.
I have,
Now,
I've,
why is this? There we go. Um, I can't hear any more words when this is when this is done. I just noticed you have the family seal in the inside. That is correct. Like I'm saying, this thing is consecrated. My family insignia, yes, in fact, is inside of the box. So it again, it's still more than you know. Even with me sending and showing you these things, it is still more than what I am telling and what you can even experience. Um, so Lauren, did you put your information in the comments?
I've got them now. Am I able to post links or should I just?
You can post them directly in there. If you want to send
Okay,
them over to me, you can. If you want to post them one by one,
I've
they should
got.
be able to click them and follow them. And you can let us know about these links. What will it take everybody to? And you all listen up. Do yourself a favor and follow Laurent and all of the projects that she has going on and all of those things. Today, you're seeing her as the artist of Hoodoo Tarot de la Livre. Tomorrow, she could be the artist for your illustration or for your book or project. You just never know. So, how can we find you?
So first, I'm going to post my Behance portfolio. I'm going to say that this is the most polished version of like all of my art in one place. And then I'm going to post my Instagram handles and my Facebook handles. So
Okay.
I, as an artist, am kind of figuring out the best way.
So, where are you posting these?
This is in chat. Lauren Kowal Art on Behance, and the link is in chat.
Okay, I'm not seeing
So,
it on my end.
oh, let's see. I can. Would you like me to send them to you
You can send them over
personally?
to me and I can post them.
Okay, let me see. And while I'm doing that, I have kind of split my identity down the middle when it comes to my art. I've got my more traditional stuff, which I'll tend to go under my actual name, Lauren Kowal. And then there are times when I do the more either cartoony stuff, more fantasy, more niche things, the nerdy niche things. I go under my online alias, Scorpia. So I've sent you. You've got my more traditional stuff, which people in my immediate life will more appreciate, and then I have my online life, which is going to be that more niche anime fantasy stuff. But I'll say the Behance portfolio is kind of just a combination of everything. But
Hmm.
Instagram, I'll post it here in chat as well.
Actually, well, your sister, Melissa, was
Yes.
asking about the live because apparently on my poster, I have a 3 a.m. on there instead of p.m. So I just,
Oh,
um, yes. So I just reached out to her, letting her know that
hello,
it's,
fellow Scorpio, by the way.
okay.
We've got
So
so my Instagrams is everybody in chat. Are y'all able to see what I'm posting in chat as Scorp Corp on YouTube?
okay, so we're going to take this. Wow, like this is definitely giving me the blues here. Okay. So I'm
Ah,
gonna
okay.
no, it's something wrong. My computer is doing things or not doing things rather.
Okay.
Copy. All right. And
So everyone's also saying they can't see what I have
okay.
entered into
It's
chat.
okay. Let me see if you all can see this now. The Hoodoo Queen, I just posted a link. Did y'all see that link that's posted?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful.
So that is my
So
Behance. That's a eclectic portfolio of pretty much everything. It's going to be digital illustration. There's going to be traditional paintings, dusty pastel. There's some graphic design there too, but anybody who's been here since the beginning, my heart of hearts is in illustration.
paste. And those are the other handles here that I just posted as well. Please
Yes.
make sure that you do go and follow. And if I go over here to your Behance, um, so I want to. Oh my gosh, I wish I can. Can I steal this?
You're welcome to try.
I'm going to try. I'm going to try. Save as download. Okay, and then I'm going to show you all. Go back over here. I'm doing all the things like I know what I'm doing in life, but I really don't. One moment. Um, I just want to show you all, for example, a very quick example of the evolution of. the cards.
Ooh.
Um, because ooh, uh-oh, is your cat doing cat things?
She witnessed the thing. No, we're good. She's actually behaving.
um,
And while you're doing that, again, I would say the most composed portfolio is going to be Behance. And again, my identities are going to be split on my socials. Laurie Knight on Instagram is kind of just the general catch all. I do post art on there. But if you want to see like pure art, it's mostly going to be under Lauren Kowal Art or Scorp Corp on Facebook or my Behance. And then I
got
will
you.
always, if there are updates, I will always post, you know.
So can I ask you
Yes.
to Facebook me over the
Okay.
portrait you did of me in your Behance?
Oh my God. Okay. Uh,
Because I want to show people this was actually the first version of the cards,
yes.
just to share that with you all.
Just a moment. Where are you at? So many files.
Yes, someone said they've seen it. Kirsten said that she's seen it. Yes, the Hoodoo Queen piece in your Behance. Yes, that was the original um spiritualist card that is here now. And the first, actually, and I will be very honest with you all, Laurent had the ability to come over to my home. So she was able to actually see a variety of um, my family portraits and all kinds of things. But this was actually the actual image of the spiritualist, or yes, I want to say the spiritualist or the high priestess of the cards. So
Is it
uh
sending?
it hasn't come through just yet. Are you sending it via Facebook or email?
Sending it through Facebook
Okay. It'll,
Messenger. Let's see if that goes through. I think it didn't like that I was sending 4 different things at one time.
um yes, step by step, little by
Yeah.
little. Um yeah, there's a lot going on here, even on my computer. Just like my computer's like, there's so much that's been uploaded. I need for you to calm down. So it has yet to come through. But anyways, if you go, oh, here it is, here it is, here it is. I have it
There we
now.
go.
Yes. So let me grab these and download.
Step by stepping everything. There we go. That should be all 4.
Okay, there we go. And I'm gonna come back over here.
And
And
somebody mentioned the Hoodoo Queen piece. I did put 2 of these on
yes,
my Behance.
so these were actually, yes, voilà, voilà. I got it. So this is actually one of the first versions of the Hoodoo Tarot de la Livre. Um and I'm going to go through and clean that out. There's so many images here. Yes, indeed. So this was actually one of the first that was supposed to be the suit and part of the suit. And of course, it had different imagery and those kind of things in it. But again, it really just spoke more to that space of putting it would be a black representing tarot, and that's not what we need, and that's not what it needed to be. And so the spirit said, no, my baby, we're not doing this. We're not doing you, we're not doing other individuals, and so forth and so on. And so this is honestly, so you see how different this is.
Yes.
Very much different from um this card to what you all know now as um, the root workers card, perhaps, I think,
Mm-hmm.
at this point. So yes, it's been quite a journey. Bonjour, House of Idris. Bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. Um, very engaging live. Oh yes, absolutely. I've definitely enjoyed this. So I do just want to remind well, let me just ask, does anybody want to come on or express feelings, thoughts, or whatever very briefly? If you'd like. Um, I put that link below if so. Otherwise, I just want to remind everybody that all the links are over. Um, all the links are over in the description box. You can, in fact, um, get your deck, get your books, get all of these things 10% off. It is now, pre-orders are available now until March 17th, so that we make sure that we have your pre-orders in hand and ready to go out by April 8th. There's a lot more rollout that's coming with this. And please remember, you can split your payments up into 4 payments. After the pre-orders, the prices will more than likely go up a little bit on everything. Be aware of that. So it may go up, it may not go up, but I'm going to still do some divination because the prices of everything right now were also divined on. It wasn't just something that I came up with. Um, so very grateful for you both an entire time today. You are so welcome. We are grateful
Thank
for
you.
you
Yes.
being here too. And yes, is there anyone that again wants to have any last feelings or thoughts or anything that you would like to express to Laurent about what she has given? I know that many people have said so many things. If you want to jump on live, you can. If you have any questions and want to jump on live, you can. We'll give you guys about maybe 10 to 15 minutes of that time. But if everyone is good and everyone is great and no one has any questions, feelings, and thoughts, I'm gonna give y'all a little minute to think about it. But while you are, why don't we just have a moment and look at this again? All right, everybody. I'm taking a moment. I'm going to place everything in here. I see that we do have one person in the queue here. Kirsten,
Hello, I'm
hello.
not
How
camera ready.
Hello.
Y'all
are
see my
you?
edges? I'm not camera ready. These edges are trying to fly away from me, as you can see.
Oh
So
my
pardon.
goodness. You're
I just
fine.
want to say this was very engaging, but it just showed the intention that has been put into this system. As Queen mentioned, I am a student in the institute, but also I am a creative. So just seeing how it has literally come to life. Like you could like, and this whole review here, this whole like going through the cards, it felt like we were getting a reading. I felt like we were getting a reading as these cards came out, and even some of the words that you were saying, Lauren, like as you were explaining the process that you were going through in the card, it was at certain points. the message was all, of the card was also coming through in your words about the process. And I don't even think you realized that it was happening. Like when you said the mind suit required the most attention. And I was like, well, there it is, you know, like just
It's
like
proving its point.
yes, like it. So I just want to say, like, I am blown away. I am, as you can see, I need to go. These edges started off smooth, and then slowly they just were like, "Nah, let me get on up out of here."
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And
Yes,
I do appreciate having somebody recognize the struggle of like creation to finalizing the cards, seeing it happen.
yeah, and Queen, like, just you can just see, not even just see, I could feel, like, you can even through the screen of YouTube, like, you could just feel the cards, like, as they came up on the screen, you could feel them. Like, I could
Mhm.
feel what the message was, what was being, and that's why I said this felt like a reading because I could feel it all. So very well
Well,
done. Y'all did
thank
that.
you.
Y'all
Thank
gave
you.
that. Y'all. I'm so excited for it. So
Thank you
Thank
thank
so
you.
you. Thank you
much.
both. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for
Thank
your time
you.
and your kindness. And I want to also just tell people too, as a creative Kirsten, um, I want to show you all. I don't have my first deck here, but my second playing card deck was this. The second ones I ever made in my entire life. Quality is decent, but not where they are. From there was the essence of the Queen Oracle. Okay. These were also hand drawn, but different artists consecrated. There are cards missing in between that. From there, we have these cards, the black and gold ones. Okay. And from there, we had I've had different well, actually it was the Creole cards, Creole playing deck, all the way to these, which evolved to which y'all know now as the Hoodoo Omen playing cards, which is what I'm reading with mostly now, but I'll start reading with the tarot deck once I figure out timing, because I'm gonna have to have the I have to have the proper amount of time to read a full spread for every element that I read. But the point that I want to make here to you all is this. This is where I started. And now this is where we are. I want to show you this because I want to encourage you to get started on whatever that thing is, whatever that hope is, whatever that dream is. You have to go ahead and begin. It's not going to start like this. Beyonce didn't start with Renaissance, but you have to absolutely get started and allow yourself to respect the process of the journey, respect the process of the progression. And that is what I really want people to understand and to see is what you see now is over a decade of going through, growing through each of these spaces and places. And a lot of people will make you think, oh, it just starts here and all of these things. And it doesn't. It never does. Even at your best at this moment will not be your best a month from now, will not be your best a year from then, will not be your best a decade from that point. But the only way it will progress to be better is if you get started. It may not be cards, it may be your catering service, it may be stepping into artistry full time, you know, it may be the music industry, it may be my equestrian journey. But the point is respecting the changing until it is changed, respecting and honoring the progression of your manifestation into fruition. It is respecting and honoring the process, but you have to get started. And that is something that I think a lot of people, it goes back to the old saying, you have to crawl before you walk, but you got to start crawling. You know, you got to start crawling. You got to be able to roll over from your back to your belly. But you have to get started no matter what that is. It doesn't mean that it's going to be perfect day one, even as great as this is now. And with me combing through it as of 2 days ago, there will still be things where I'm like, oh gosh, I need to do this, I need to do that. Let's, and all of those things. But I just want you all to understand again that this is not just something I came up with on a limb or a whim and now I just done it. No, this has been a process for over a decade. It took 3 years to incubate to get to the point of incubation and fertilization and all of those things. But to be honest, it truly has been that. It began when I was reading at 18 White Raids and the Toth Tarot and those things. And before that, at the age of 8 in the first grade or so, with the playing cards. I thought I was going to listen along as I did stuff around the house, but I've been seated. She said, have a seat. So I am just honored. I am grateful, but I need you all. I'm going to repost this video, this version of the video. There will probably be another version later. Maybe, I don't know, but I'm going to post this version on Instagram. Please, there's 50 of you all here. I would like to see 50 reposts. 50 reposts. If this is as dynamic and as strong and as exciting to you, as you say it is, I would love to see your support through the repost of this post that I'm going to do on Instagram. You can repost this live. You can repost the last live. But we need to get this into all the hands of our people so that we can be delivered from this foolishness that people are constantly putting out, claiming it is of us because it looks like us, when we well know that skin folk don't make kin folk. Okay? My mind is spinning in this class. So again, Laurent, I thank you for your energy, your time, your efforts. Thank you for your kindness and your talent and anointing. I'm excited for you to get the book because there's a very special space in there for you as well that you have yet to see. So I'm very excited for you to receive that. And thank you so very much. How was your experience here today? And would you like to end with any final words?
I'll start with saying thank you, and thank you everybody for, watching and participating, and for the praise and the gagging and all of it. It means so much. This is, the more we have gone on seeing, not just producing the art, but then seeing them printed, seeing that video, seeing the edited things. It's just affirming that this was such a special thing to be part of. So thank you for letting me be part of it. Thank you for not only teaching me in this space that I had no knowledge of, but also, again, helping me grow as an artist, helping me get to a point of confidence where I could do freelance art, this be my full-time thing. And again, thank you guys for even creating a need or a demand for something like this, and helping me see that this is obviously incredibly special. And I'm thank you for letting me be part of it.
You are so
And
welcome. And I also
Oh,
want to
and
say,
yeah.
sorry, Shyby Rocks, thank you so very much for your contribution with your super chat here, your super sticker. Thank you for your love and monetary donation. Laurent, you were saying, I do apologize.
Oh no. You were saying, how was the experience all this? Guys, I was so very nervous and I was shaking. I think my hands were shaking at the beginning of it. But Queen Co, thank you for making this really chill and
You're
very
so
engaging.
welcome.
Thank you guys for being so kind. And as far as last words, like a departure, something that's always really special to me, if you, and this ties back to our relationship and us, this being a massive collaborative project. If you see something in someone that you admire, vocalize it. Give
Yes.
it space, give it energy, and even what's near and dear to my heart. If you see, we need more artists in the world. So if you have any little artist in your life, whether you have children or younger family members, something like that, let that grow. Like, tell them what you have is special and you should follow it. Um, give it what it needs to flourish in the same way that Queen Co gave me what I needed to be what I needed to be for this project.
Oh, thank you so very much. And last but not least, could you please let everyone know if you could vocalize how to find you on social media? Because I'm also going to put this on our podcast as well so that our listeners can hear this too.
Absolutely. So my portfolio that I will be keeping up with is eclectic. It's on Behance. It's Lauren Kowal Art. Lauren Kowal Art. And then on Facebook, Lauren Kowal Art or Scorp Corp.
Mhm.
And then Instagram, it should be Laurie Knight and Scorp Corp.
Super. And could you spell Laurie Knight and Scorp Corp, please?
Absolutely. Laurie Knight, Laurry, and then the word night as in nighttime. And then Scorp Corp is SKORP_CORP.
Super. Thank you so very much. It's been a pleasure. Tommy said last words support Queen and buy your cards and tell two friends to buy a copy. Yes, thank you, Tommy. They'll be so kind. And again, remember the Imperial set. There is a limit on those. There's a limited amount as a collector's item. Once the gold ones are sold, there will be no more. Please remember that you can use your 10% coupon code now through the 17th. It is hashtag HTD10. And it comes with a Tarot de la Livre journal as well through if you have a pre-order. And yes, I really would love to see the support. Once you get everything, everybody, I need for you to repost, do an unboxing. You all, and this is something that Impressive Magic said a little bit ago in the last live. She was like, if somebody's reading with these cards 2 weeks after getting them, block. Listen, you don't even get to the first card in this book until page 70. There's almost 100 pages before you see one card. That again is the first 70 is a book of its own. So just keep that in mind. Everybody, again, it's been a pleasure. This has been such a delightful afternoon. Um, I'm just grateful. I'm honored. I'm humbled. Everyone, do well by yourselves, love on yourselves, and be on the lookout as I merci beaucoup, um, as I share this on Instagram, and facts. No one read, no one flash. Exactly. Y'all have a blessed one. It's been a pleasure. Merci. Thank you so much for again, Lauren, and I will speak to you later. Y'all have a great one.
Bye.
Bye bye,
Thank you so
everybody.
much.
And I guess we should end with this.